everyone, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I had a few technical issues with getting our Facebook Live up and running. Thank you for your patience. I just had to update the app as it appears. So today I was going to take you through my home again, but this time I wanted to show it to you from a different perspective. So I didn't want to just show you the same rugs all in place. I know that the main focus of our styling workshop today was how to choose the right rug, but key to that is to create an eclectic setting, looking at your existing furniture and to see how you can correlate what you have with what's on the ground, what's on the wall. So it's creating an eclectic style in your home. You can choose lots of different styles, of course, and with our range of rugs, we have lots of different styles that could appeal to different home decor. So to start off with, I wanted to take you through my the entrance hallway and the library area of my home, where you can see how we've changed it round. Now previously it was I think in our very first styling workshop, it was through we used a really bright red rug, and the feedback that I got from a lot of people were, wow, that's amazing, but I'm not quite sure if I could go for something quite so bright. So I'm going to hand it over now to my daughter, and she's going to now film me showing you the different styles. Okay, so if we go back, Lara, you can see that we've changed this whole space up. Now the three things that I have always said when choosing a rug in your home, in your decor, to create your specific design scheme is colours, dimensions and suitability. These three key factors is what's going to be really important in helping you choose the right rug for your space. Now you've seen this room, we've had to use this as our photo shoot base, and you see lots of different rugs in here. Today I have chosen our grey blue striped hide rug. It's a very contemporary design, and you can have a look if you come up close up, Lara, that it is with the natural tones of the hide with shades of blue included. Now this gives you the option of something which is still fairly neutral, but with a touch of colour, just to bring out the vibrancy of the space. Now if you look, I have got this based against our bookshelf, and if you look from afar, you can see there's lots of touches of blue. So I'm sure if you've got bookshelves, there's always going to be elements of colour in your bookshelf. So I'm tying it in with the colours of the books, and also the colour of my main rug, that is Persian rug, which many of you would have seen in our very first styling workshop. So this Persian rug was our very first purchase. A question that I get all the time is, well, I've already got some very traditional style rugs, and how will your contemporary rugs pair with that? And the answer is actually, you can pair contemporary with traditional, as you can see here. I couldn't get rid of this rug because we spent an absolute fortune on it. It's huge, it's heavy, and it takes out, it's not just something that you can store away. So I've adapted it to be in this space, but I've tried to incorporate in very contemporary features by changing it up and having a contemporary rug alongside it. Now you can see there's a blue chair and a blue piece of art. So when you come in and you look through into our space, you can see that the elements of the colour of the blue ties in with the other features. Now, dimensions. This is quite a large area. The dimensions I've chosen for this rug in this space is 2 meters by 3 meters. I will say, in this time where we've just had the rather unfortunate news, there's no other way of describing it, that we're going to be homebound for at least another 6 weeks. A rug is one of the easiest, quickest way to instantly transform your space. I'm going to show you the difference if we just pull this away, or without this feature, what the space looks like. Lara, if you just go ahead and you have a look of standing back, Lara, if you just look from here, looking on of how bare the area looks. Now, if you can step away, I'm going to put the rug back on again. You can see our rugs are really, really light. And that is another thing that I will bring to answer the question of suitability and for your lifestyle. So I've got 2 kids, I've got a pet dog. You can see how light it is to lift one of these rugs. It's a low pile, so it doesn't absorb much dust. Unlike a wool rug, like the Persian rug that we have, it traps dust. And it's really something that you have to send for dry cleaning and a professional clean. With our hide rugs, one of the really unique points about it is that you can drop red wine, curry, coffee. We demonstrated this in our last styling workshop, where we showed you how we just cleaned away red wine stains. So in terms of family suitability, and it's pet friendly, kid friendly. One of the questions that I got asked is that you've got young kids who tend to drop a lot of things, and what is the best rug to choose? Now, short of going for a plastic rug, which doesn't really have that feeling of luxury or warmth or comfort, I would say a hide rug is actually a really durable way of keeping the look stylish and yet effective and suitable for your lifestyle. Now, previously, you guys would have seen in our entrance hallway a metallic hide rug, our diamond, gold, silver diamond design. I have now changed the entrance hallway rug to this grey arrow hide rug, and the main reason for that was really to show you guys the versatility that you can have with changing your look around. Also, if you come and stand from this angle and look forward, you can see of how to pair 2 rugs. This has all the natural grey elements of the oxhide, as does this rug. So when we're looking at picking something for colour, this ties it in really nicely without being too matchy. I'm not a huge fan of matching everything up so it's identical, to have the same design here and the same design there. What I feel would actually make a more effective design scheme is to pool together 2 rugs in an open plan area with a common theme. And the common theme here is the texture, which is the hide, and the natural grey tone. So that pulls it in together. Now I'm just going to show you in each space how we're going to change it round. And Lara, if you stand right where you are, I'm just going to cover this rug up and show you why I would have chosen, naturally, the metallic rug instead of the grey hide, and show you how it still works because of the similarity of the textures. So if you take a look here, you can see that if I turn this light off, our hallway, this is our entrance hallway, and it's actually not the brightest spot. But when we turn the lights on, you can see that the metallics takes on its own natural shimmers, and it brightens up this entrance hallway. An entrance hallway is so important in creating the right impression and the right setting for when you first walk into the home. It sets the whole tone of what the rest of your home is like. And too often we neglect putting down a rug in the space because you just think, oh, you know, it's going to be full of clutter and there's no room for it. Make the room for it, because when you have something beautiful down, as soon as you walk into the house, that's what's going to set the tone, and that's what's going to create that feeling. So again, we're going to be home for a little bit longer. I would say make the steps to just transform instantly places in your home where it's going to make a difference. Again, I'm going to pull both rugs away, and you can see what does this space look like, Laura. Show the area without a rug, and the whole feel of it, it's completely different to when there's no rug. It looks bare and it looks uninviting. So adding a rug, will just help to really transform that space. And it's so easy. It literally is as quick as rolling down a rug, placing it down, and suddenly you have a stylish space with a chic contemporary flair. This is, again, we've talked about suitability. So a lot of people ask questions like, with the white hides in my entrance hallway, how is that going to work? We'll probably have a lot of wear and tear. And the answer to that is, with the hides, they're so easy to clean. You can vacuum them on a light suction. You can walk in with muddy boots and the dirt just brushes away. And it's super easy to lift and clean. Now, Laura tells me that someone's got a question, which I'm more than happy to answer.
Is that a 2 meter by 3 meter rug?
So the one in the hallway just here is 1.6 meters by 2.3 meters for this entrance hallway. The rug that you see in the library area, this is a 2 meter by 3 meter rug. So it really, if we go back to colors, dimensions and suitability, for this rug, I would have chosen this metallic one because it really ties in with the features like this mother of pearl box that we have that stores all the clutter of the keys, car keys, and it ties in really well with the tones. If you look at it, this is what inspired me to put this rug down in here. If you are not a metallics person, and many people aren't, and you wanted to keep it to something neutral, I always say neutral does not need to be boring. You can see with the grey arrow design with a strong geometric, we've incorporated natural tones of the oxide, and again it ties it in to the living room area. Now, a question I often get is, do you do matching cushions for your rugs? We do. Most of our designs have a matching cushion. If we don't, we can customize and have the cushions made up for you, whether it's for a standard size insert or whether it's for a specific insert that you already have. A lot of my French clients come in with different pillow inserts. And so the thing is, I'm actually just realized I'm going to turn off the fans because that causes some of the noise. Sorry if it's been a bit blurred. Can you all hear me well enough with the sound? I hope so. Okay, so the question that was being asked was whether there were cushions to match. Most of our rug designs do have matching cushions. However, if you're trying to create an interesting design scheme in your home, I would not necessarily say go for exactly the same design for the cushion. So this cushion matches this rug. However, you'll see that I actually have chosen to pair this cushion, which is our turquoise mosaic cushion, and I think this pairs really well with this rug. And if I were having my metallic rug over there, which I originally had, then this cushion would tie in really well with the entire design scheme. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to match the cushions identically with the rug. You can go for options like this one that match it really well. Again, colors is what is pulling and tying the theme together. Now, previously, I took you guys into my bedroom, so if you want to come through, I'm going to take you in again. And this is my bedroom, and we did a whole feature on bedroom styling. Now, this time round, the bedroom's the same. I've changed the rugs around. So, Lara, if you stand over there and look down, you'll see I've changed it from our white silver metallic hide rug, which is what we usually have here in the laser design. And I've looked at the design of the fabric for my ottoman and my bed head. And that's got a diamond design in it. And I thought that this rug would be another great option with its metallic design and diamond design to finish off the look. Now, you might ask, this is a reading corner that I have, layering of rugs. I'm often asked this, and in fact, it was an artist friend of mine, Deborah McKellar, who we see in the room. Deborah, if you're watching, hello. A round rug in the area to define your reading corner. Now you can see here that actually this space isn't as huge, but a round rug is a perfect piece to place in an, and you've got a really sort of awkward corner in the corner that just looks a little bit bare. It looks like the furniture piece is just floating on its own. And if you place a round rug and apply a little bit of that layered look, it actually works really well. You can see here, what are the main things that I thought of? This is for dimensions. We talked about the colors of why I chose these metallic tones. So for dimensions, this is a king size bed, and if you went to our website, you will see the recommendations of various dimensions according to your furniture. So for a king size bed or super king size bed, the 2 meter by 3 meter rug works really well to frame the area. This way and look forward, perhaps people can see how the rug frames the bed. Now the round rug is 1.5 meters, and we also do it in 1.8 meters. So depending on the width of the area you're trying to frame, might consume and overwhelm the room. But if you went too small, you have the converse. It just makes the room look like all the furniture is floating and nothing is grounded. So the dimensions are really, really key in getting the right look for your space. So we've done colors for the metallics to pick up the tones in the upholstery. We've done the dimensions, and now suitability. I do a lot of yoga and meditation in this room, and I'm often sitting on the rug, so comfort-wise, it suits me really well. Also in a time where, you know, the whole idea of a lovely hotel away is paused, shall we say. It's really nice to create that feeling, that sumptuous feeling of comfort, luxury, a chic, glamorous style. By having these rugs in place, it just adds and lends to that feeling of luxury. Now I had a question from someone, Rena, I think it was you, about hallway runners in the bedroom and how to measure up for them, how to find the right runner. Now the runners that you see here, and if you come through into my walk-in wardrobe, if you look through here, you will see that these runners were customized. Now, 2 key things to note. If I were to turn the lights off in my hallway, look how dark it is. So that's why I chose a really bright color to lift the space. So that was one of the reasons why I chose a brighter shade and a bold design. Now 2, you might say, well, these colors don't really go with what's going on in the rest of the room. And that was deliberate. My bedroom is actually quite large, and what I wanted to do is to create 2 pockets of space, each with its own defined character. So you'll see that if you look in the entrance hallway into the bed, leading into the bedroom and the wardrobe area, Lara, come back into the wardrobe area, you'll see that this creates 1 story. If you go here and here, this area creates 1 story, 1 colorway, and the dimensions. Very crucial for a hallway runner rug. Get the dimensions right, guys. And we can customize and have any runner made into any size, but one thing I will say is, if you are measuring it up to let us know what your specific bespoke size is, be sure that when you're measuring for a hallway, leave a gap between the edges of the rug. So between there and where you would like the rug to start, and between there. And centralize that space. You will see that if you're measuring it, Lara, if you come a little bit closer, don't measure it right to this corner, because this edge sticks out. So you've got to be careful to take the outermost corner the pillar that is here and measure this space to that space, and I would say leave a gap that you're comfortable with. And this gap, I would say, is probably about 2-3 inches, but it doesn't need to be as wide as that. It could be a little bit less as well, but just make sure it doesn't go so snugly, because especially if you're in an old house, and this is quite an old apartment, you will find that the walls may not be entirely straight. So just make sure you leave a little bit of leeway and it's not snug wall to wall to ensure that the rug fits. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Rena, that you have posed about how to choose a hallway runner that leads up into a bedroom. Depending on your space, how much space you have, and the colours in the room, whether you want to keep it cohesively. You can see back in our entrance hallway and my library area that we kept that as a cohesive theme here. So if you were looking at it in my bedroom, it was a much bigger space, so I created 2 stories, 2 colorways, and then I measured up specifically for the measurements. Okay, I want to also show you, Lara, if you come back, of what a difference it makes without the runner on a dark hallway. If I were to move this out of the way, you can see what a difference it makes. If you go back, Lara, and then just show people how bare it suddenly looks. And then just, you can see how light these runners are in the height. We put it down and the space becomes completely transformed. Again, adding a sense of luxury and a chic, glamorous style, which I think is really key at this point in time when we're spending a lot of time, and your bedroom becomes your safe haven. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my glasses and I'll be back. The next room, which I'm very, very proud to show you all, I will add that it's still work in progress, but I want to show it to you because if you follow our Facebook page or our Instagram page, you will see pictures of the before and after, and how this had become a massive dumping ground of everything. Not just every member of our family, if they couldn't decide what to do with things, they would literally just sorting things out, because some of this is going to be lifted, and we're storing it. But when the area got clear, it made such a huge difference to put a gorgeous rug down. Now, if you look at our feed, you will see that we had a different rug down here last week. It was that rug that is out in the library that you've just seen with the blue stripes. Now, when I wanted to do this, I wanted to show you something a little bit different. So let's go back to the 3 main themes here. Colours. Why did I go for the black, white and grey? Because apart from, I love this study. It packed really well with the blind for the tone, so when you walk in, that's what you see. You see that thing in a room like this, which despite all good intentions, because it's our spare room, there's a lot going on around it. And if you look at the wall, it's even all the random pieces of art, except for, of course, my Ketna Patel piece that I absolutely adore, but that's quite bright. So having something that is also bold on the ground kind of detracts yourself from all the clutter. Your eye is drawn to the very stylish rug that is down on the ground, and it sets a really great tone for the space. I'm going to share on stories this room with different looks, including a contemporary a traditional Persian rug, and it's a rug that I had inherited from my father, and has a lot of sentimental value. But when I put that rug down, the room just feels really dark and quite heavy, and yet when I switched it up to one of our contemporary hired rugs, the whole feel of the space just changed, and it actually, I feel really quite happy coming in here because of the feeling that it gives out. So I think now that is the last of the rugs that I wanted to show you. in terms of, dimensions, what did I choose? We talked about the colours and why I chose the colours. The dimensions, this is a 2 metre by 3 metre. Now, that is a very, very small sofa. So if you wanted to go smaller with a 1.6 by 2.3, it could still work. It really, the key point here is how much coverage do you want to have on the floor, on the ground? The more coverage there is, if there is space, the better and more luxurious it feels. I've chosen the 2 metres by 3 metres because hopefully when this room is a little bit more cleared out, we'll be watching movies in here, there'll be bean bags in here. I want it to be more comfortable for the children to be just a hard floor. So in terms of dimension, how I've chosen the rug in here. Okay, now I think that is the 3 key points that I wanted to feature. One last thing that I do want to talk about is just product care and how easy is it to maintain these rugs. They're all made out of a natural hide, as I've mentioned. I've talked a million times about being able to drop red wine, coffee, curry, and it just wipes away. We will actually be doing specific video posted on this, so watch our feed tomorrow with very clear instructions. You can vacuum these rugs. You put it in a low suction because you can see that they're all made like a patchwork, so you just want to be a little bit gentle with it. You've seen how easy it is to lift, unlike a wool rug. So you can literally just pick it up, beat it, or just give it a very light sweep or vacuum, and that will keep it clean. What it doesn't like is, I always compare these rugs to looking after your pet dog. If you were to drop red wine on your pet dog, your dog doesn't change color. You just wipe it away. The area around your pet dog collar always has less fur because it's 24/7 friction. So the rugs won't like constant friction. Don't put something, you can put heavy things on it, but you really shouldn't be dragging something heavy to and fro constantly. That's going to cause the rug to bald in that area. Saying that, because the rugs are so easy to clean with just pulling, being able to wipe food away, a lot of people want to have them in their dining room. So the only thing to note about that is to make sure that your dining room chairs are light enough and glide across the hide rather than dragging it where it needs to create a rivet. So, Laura, I think the camera's a bit wonky now. Try and keep it straight. Okay, so I think I've answered most questions. Someone did ask a wallpaper question. I have to confess I don't have any experience of wallpapering in Singapore. My main concern would be humidity. So I don't have a recommended supplier or installer that could do that for you. So unfortunately, I can't give you the information on that. But I hope with everyone else's questions in terms of dimensions, layering, colors, and how to choose it, that I've answered them all. I hope if there were any other questions, please feel free to drop me a DM. We're doing lots of virtual consultations, and these are all complimentary, where people are taking videos of their homes, showing me their spaces, and we're coming up with suggestions of what might work. If you've enjoyed this session, give us a thumbs up and let us know what else you might like to see us talking about. This was going to be the last of our virtual styling sessions, but we'll have to see with the extension being extended for another 6 weeks. So thank you all. I'm going to take the camera back from Laura. And we're going to I'm just going to have a look through any other questions. Thank you all. Thank you, Anna. Hi, Deborah. Wow, we've got lots of comments today. Thank you, guys. I'm very well. Okay, I don't see any further questions yet. Yes, the metallic is amazing, especially if you've got it in anything near a light, whether it's natural light or whether it's overhead light. It causes it to shimmer and shine, and every time the light changes, you'll see a different aspect of it. I hope you are all doing great, and thank you so much.
check out our website, see the full collection of what we have, and if you need any further advice, drop me a line. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you guys. Bye.